Actually. No, I'm thinking. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I know. They're laughing still, so it's bothering me. Alright. Who here wants to have a nice retirement? We all do. But that takes time and planning. And you see, in America today, we have a problem. According to a Gallup poll, 70% of Americans will not have the resources they need to continue living the lifestyle they previously had been in retirement. So how do you and I avoid becoming a part of that statistic? 3 simple steps, really. It's budgeting, saving, and investing. And that's why I've been saving and investing my money under my financial advisor's tutelage for the last 5 years. So today, I want to walk you through why it's important you start saving and investing now, what options you have in today's market, how to get started, and the major impact it can have on your life. So budgeting and saving are relatively simple. Monitor how much you're earning, spend less than you're earning, and take that saved money, put it away, and invest it. But investing is this word that gets thrown around a lot. Not many people really understand what that means. So I'm here to tell you it's essentially a tool that any of us can use and have easy access to that allows our money to work for us. So the American Association of Individual Investors recommends your first step is to make a roadmap. What are your goals? What do you want to do in retirement? Do you want to live on a beach? Do you want to travel all around the world? That's your choice. So you have to plan accordingly. So right here we have a cool little chart here on the right, on the left. And it says, so you have wealth and time for your accesses. And then because we're so young and we're getting a college education, you all pretty much fall under high risk tolerance. We have so much time for things to go up and down, but in the long run, things will most likely play out for us. So now I'm going to walk you through the individual asset classes that you could invest in. I want to start with the stock because it's a pretty simple thing. And according to Gallup polls, on another poll, 60% of Americans have never even owned a stock, which is pretty unbelievable to me as it is a huge opportunity that you would be missing out on. So what is a stock? Simple, really, you're owning a piece of the company. When the company goes public, you can buy a little share of this company. And then you're rewarded for owning a part of a profit-making company. So the 2 things you're trying to get is essentially dividends, one possibility, which is they just pay you a quarterly dividend, or capital gains. Essentially, you want the stock to increase in value over time. The next class we have is bond. Bonds are relatively more boring, and at our age, you most likely won't be putting that much money in bonds. It's an instrument of debt. Essentially, you're taking on a banker's role of giving a loan. So you're going to give a loan to either the government bond, or a corporate bond. And essentially, they're going to have to pay you back over time with interest. So you're actually going to have a nice return. The next thing is an ETF, an exchange-traded fund. This is huge because I actually don't think that any of us are good enough experts to be involved enough in the market to pick individual stocks to play out well. So an ETF essentially is a big grouping of shares, and it follows an index. So I brought an example, which is iShares Core S&P 500 ETF. And you can see right here all of the different things it has in it. And it's got a ton. So it diversifies your portfolio for you, which limits the risk, and it exposes you to a lot of good investments. And then lastly, we have REITs, which is a real estate investment trust. Many people call them REITs. A lot of people want to invest in real estate, and it's a great opportunity, but you and I can't because we don't have enough capital to buy a home and rent it out. This allows you to get into it with a relatively low amount of money, and then so you're investing in a company that you're investing in a grouping of houses, and then you get paid a yield, generally pretty high yield, based on the return those houses make in profit. So how to get started? It's never too early to begin, and that's one of the big points I'm telling you. Because we're young, we have more opportunity than most. I want to recommend Acorns, which is a little app on your phone, and Investor Spare Change at every swipe. Super easy to start using, and it will add up over time. But in general, if you don't want to use a simple app like that, you need to open a trading account. These are all examples of trading accounts that will give you access to the above markets listed. So why am I talking about this now? Why do you have to get involved now if you don't want to be one of those people who can't afford the retirement and have to rely on other people or the government to provide for you? Well, the biggest opportunity we have right now is our youth. Most of us aren't going to retire for 40 years. So with money, time is money. So compounding interest is this really cool thing, right? Essentially, you put your money in, you invest, and your money makes money. And now you have the initial investment plus that money you made making more money. So it kind of has this exponential growth over time, which is why being young is our greatest asset. So here I decided I wanted to show you all an example of how well off you could be with a really simple starting point. Now I'm telling you all to invest so that you can afford retirement, unlike the majority of Americans today. So here I gave a pretty basic 30-year plan based on the average 7% annual return from the stock market, which I got from investor.gov. And so this model has a $10,000 starting point. You invest $500 monthly. This is over 30 years. This is a very reasonable plan for you all to be able to do by the time you're 50. And as you see, you've only contributed $180,000, but you would have near $700,000 by the time you're 50, which is, a good, very good chunk of change. I want to leave you with some source of information. If you want more information, the Wall Street Journal, CNN Money, Morningstar, and Yahoo Finance, these all have newsletters, and so you can sign up, and they will keep you up to date on the market and information that you need to get involved yourself. I hope this speech gave you the encouragement and confidence you need to begin your investing journey. With modern technology and apps like Acorn and Robinhood, getting started is easier than ever before. We're young, and we have an opportunity to improve our lives through investing for the better. If you want to have a retirement that's nice, if you don't want to have to rely on your children or the government to provide for you, I recommend you take the path outlined above. Thank you. Okay.